Next stage, a man looking for trouble. What can you see beyond the darkness?
When you look beyond the darkness, tell me, what do you see? It's your boy T-I-N-Y to the P. Yeah, he's looking for trouble here on twitch.tv with Crash or Jade or Spyro or Leon Kennedy. Is there a new game to start? Is he doing some art? Maybe knowledge of an 80s children's show to impart? Cause he's splendiferous, vigorous, rigorous. He's damn vociferous. When arting or Mario Karting, he's straight carnivorous. Tiny Peter. Tiny Peter.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
With a great rate of save states debating his fate, Peter's greeted by emote of cheaters when people donate. Give him a
Yeah.
or a and we'll build up the hype, and I'll struggle to read half the words that you type. So are you ready to go? Come on, what will it be? Are we gaming or painting or watching dated kids TV? Grab a bite, crack a sprite, dim the lights, sit tight, cause the stream's about to start and the mics sound right, boy. Tiny Peter. Tiny Peter.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
Boy.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys. It sound right, boy.
Oh, whip out your brush, give it a clean. We're gonna paint a picture like the world's never seen. Come on and settle in for Tiny Peter's awesome night of art live stream. Oh, that says anal. Oh, for God. Why did no one tell me this? What the hell? Every time. Like this if you cry every time. Subscribe if you cry every time. Like this if you say anal every time. I do. I like this. Hello everyone, and welcome to another art stream with me, Tiny Peter Austin. Tiny Peter Austin. It's nice to have you. Welcome, one and all. Look at Carrie's got a little picture next to her name. Artist. It's official. It's Twitch official. Carrie is an artist. I don't know how long that's been there, but it's there now. So that's great. Hello, everyone, and welcome to an art stream. I'm very excited to be doing another art stream today.
Hello, Tiny Peter Austin. How are you? How was your weekend? It's awesome night of art live stream time. Loved the new Worst Games Ever episode and After Dark podcast. Hope you are having a wonderful and splendiferous day.
Splendiferous. Stephen, thank you for the bits. I'm glad that you enjoyed Worst Games and After Dark. Worst Games was a bit controversial this week. I've been told today by Alex, who edited it, and Ashton, who you all know and love, that some people are real cross that I picked. What was it called? Flipping Fusion Frenzy. Picked it in a hurry. Like, we really needed to record an episode, and the game that I picked and got all the facts for didn't work. So I just grabbed one and go, yeah, this is bad. This is one of the worst games I've made. Sure, whatever. So everyone's really cross. But whatever. Sucks to be you. The fact is, its lowest review score was like 30%. So suck it. Suck it. Please. Last Choice ID, or Last Choice ID, has subscribed via Prime for 31 months and says po 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 po. Oh yeah, that's the hang on, let me test my Eurovision knowledge now. Who was that? Who sang that? What nation was it? Po po po. I feel like they went first or second. I don't know who it was. Germany. They sing about Edgar Allan Poe, and it's weird. Steams Godes, thank you for gifting Austria. It's basically Germany, isn't it? It's the same place. Thank you, Steven Scotus, for gifting 2 subs. They've gone to Charlie Von Karma and Metal Paulie, taking Steven up to a very round 790. Not quite as round as 800, but Steven will get there. I'm sure he will. No pressure, Steven, to ever get there. Nobody is ever under any expectation to ever gift a sub or donate or subscribe. But anything that you can do really, really helps us. And it genuinely actually does. People just sort of say that and people hear it. When you're in the audience of a stream or watching a video, the person says, it really helps. It actually really does. It literally allows me to pay my bills and eat every month. So thanks for that. That's really good. Hang on. Was there anything else? We've got Last Choice ID and we did Steven's bits. So we're good. We're there. Welcome to the art stream, everyone. I'm here to do an art stream and do some art. I'm also wearing this. I've been meaning to wear this on an art stream for a little while. It was sent to... Let me get on my chair. It was sent to the Tat Appeal. I assume... I don't remember specifically who sent it, and the flipping Tat Appeal is 6 hours long, so it's impossible for me to check. But
got to help out the coolest TripleJump and the very cool Peter Austin. TTJ Nerd Peter Slide.
But I assume it is from Garrett Coulter, who did all of... Oh, no, careful. Careful now. How do I turn around without turning my chair around, which I don't want to do? Where's my back? See my back? Look, the whole comic is on there. I see. Is that the whole thing? I think it is. It must be. You probably can't even quite tell what that is, but it's the Hombot. Can you hear me? I'm facing the wrong way. Can you hear me? It's the Hombot comics that Garrett Coulter did. Therefore, I assume that Garrett was the one who made the shirt and sent it in. I suppose someone else could have just ripped all those images from Twitter and sent it in instead, but that's probably who it's from. Let me put this on now while sitting on a chair, which is not easily done. So there we go. Jesus. Oh, goodness me. So thank you to Garrett or Jarrett, Coulter or Coulter for sending this shirt to me. Been meaning to wear it on an art stream for a little while now. Seen him before, haven't you? There he is. Great. Billy Ray Bob Ross. Makes me smile every time. Ricky Ricardo 03, happy to be a walrus baby. Hey, congratulations for being with us 28 months on a 5-month streak. That's fantastic. A hype train is close because Joet, or Joe T, 1118, has subscribed via Prime for 46 months. That's a really long time indeed. Ricky Ricardo is, that's a long time as well, 28 months, but these numbers are going up and up. And there we go, the hype train is leaving the station because Alt Evolutions has subscribed via Prime 41 months on a 41-month streak. Remember, if you do have Amazon Prime, if you're already paying for it because, you just love Prime Video and all that it has on offer, you're not in it for the postage. No, definitely not. You want to watch, Britannia Season 3 or something. I'm not sure. I quite like Britannia, actually. But you can spend a Twitch sub for free. It's part of the bundle. You're already paying for it. You just have to go to gaming.amazon.com, according to Streamlabs there. Thank you, Lobrotovich. And you can nominate TripleJump as your subscription. And we get the money as though you've normally subscribed. But you're not paying for anything extra because you're already on Amazon Prime and it's part of that. So theoretically, the person missing out is probably Twitch or Amazon or both or neither. I don't know. I don't care. We get the subscription cash, and you get the subscription benefits. Everyone who matters is a winner. Good. So thank you to Pup George for 100 bits. I'm hyped for anal. Sorry, robot lady. Yeah, she didn't read it. She didn't read it because she said hype for anal, but that's fine.
Tiny Peter Austin hype train time. TTJ tripledance.
Tripledance. Yeah, TTJ Tripledance. Thank you, Stephen, for the 100 bits. Hype Train. We're halfway up to level 2. Halfway to filling level 2. We've got 3 minutes 20 left to do it. Thank you, everyone who has just hyped and subscribed and everything like that. That's great. Plushy Labs Jenikin said, I also resubbed on Prime, but it didn't come up with anything for some reason. Well, thank you, Plushy Labs Jenikin, for resubbing via Prime very much. Don't know for how many months, don't know what the streak is, but thank you. Here we go. I went to school with a Tripledance. Lobrotovich, hey TP, hope you're doing well. It's 51 months. Goodness me, that's half a year. Over half a year. I hope you had a nice party at Ashton's, with the UK and Germany finishing right where they belong in the Eurovision Song Contest, right at the bottom. Can't wait to draw a new European country that will maybe do a bit better in the next song contest. So that is what we're doing today. Ashton Matthews hosted a Eurovision Song Contest party on Saturday, and pretty much, I think every in-house person from TripleJump went. Sadly, Kat couldn't make it because she doesn't live in Newcastle. Like a billion people from Cultaholic went as well. So we all packed into Ashton's house. We were all dressed as different countries. It was a lot of fun, even though I only had one drink. Hey, you don't need to have drink to have fun, but I was driving, so I was responsible. I had a great time, as did many other people, everyone. And then the UK and Germany came at the bottom, as you know, where they belong, as Lobrotovich says. Thank you for the subscription, Nicholas. And for those who don't know, the Eurovision Song Contest is something that happens every year in Europe and Australia. For some reason, they really love it, even though they live many miles away, where just every country enters a song. It's really cheesy and sort of tacky and camp, and everyone sings a song, and whoever wins. That's it. You just win. And then you get to host next year. We did that, and now, because in the wake of Eurovision, an art stream has come along, I thought, why not do an art stream where we sort of design a new European country. I did, just as I was pressing live, go live, I had a thought, which was, do you know what I should have done? Instead of saying we're doing a new country, I should just draw beloved children's TV duo, the Chuckle brothers, who used to have a show called Chucklevision. I should just draw the Chucklevision Song Contest. Just like Barry and Paul singing in dresses. I think that would be great. And to be honest, I still want to draw that instead of a new country for Europe. So, not really sure what to do about that. Maybe we could do a poll. Would you guys rather I drew Paul and Barry, the Chucklevision Song Contest? Because that's what I want to do. They can represent the new country. Yeah, alright. We could just do the country of like Chuckleland or something. Chucklania. Okay, we'll kill two birds with one stone. That's fantastic. No need for a poll. We'll do it. They're hosting. The new nation of Chucklania, Chuckleland, is hosting the contest in this hypothetical scene that we're about to draw, and it's called the Chucklevision Song Contest. We're all going to have a great time. Not far from Czechoslovakia. Yeah, Czechoslovakia, where Cheggers is from. Yeah, it could be Czechoslovakia, for all I care. Wonderful. Well, that solves that. Well done, everyone. Should we start, though, by having a quick look at the flipping gallery from last month, shall we? Let's do it. So let me pull up the gallery. And we'll see. At the very top, the latest stuff is from the primary school with whom we share the hashtags, so that's nice. They've done some art. So that was the last stream was on the 24th of April. Scroll down to where the first one, 24th, is, which is there. Good. So, if I go to check, I don't have bank details or pornography or bank detail pornography. Hot stuff on my screen there, which I don't. And here we go. So we got Steam Skodes drew this. It wasn't actually... So we were doing mascots, like video game mascots, or Crash Bandicoot characters, creating new ones. And this is not one of those, but it's something for James. So there you go. That's interesting. We had Cameron Keywood's logo concepts. There we go. Hello. We had this hand-drawn with lined paper and biro, which is an excellent medium choice from the Far Wall, who spent too long discovering I still can't draw using a tablet, and then remembered I'm still better with a biro. Perfect. And it's a probably wombat, I'm assuming, with a cap. He's young and youthful and hip. In fact, if I do that, can you see it all? Yes, you can. That's good. You don't want to be buggering it up. Then we had this from Donna Chapman, Donaco7. It's a Bilby/Rabbit Bandicoot. Bilby Bandicoot. There he is. He's having a great time. And he's going to punch you in the face with his boxing gloves. Let me just chat him as well so I can see that. Yes, I can. I can see you chatting now while I go through this. Dog Frog, which is exactly what Neo Cortex would create in his lab, for sure. Dog Frog. They've introduced Cat Bat. Why not Dog Frog? Thank you, Trials of Life, Neil Webb. There we go. Dog Frog. Love it. Captain Krebs, Sneaker Deals UK, has a new release of Nikes, which is great. Then Eden drew this. Eden would like to introduce you to Rad Raccoon. She made it on her art app. Look how rad he is. This guy, he looks like a kind of cross between Klonoa and something, and like flipping Sly Raccoon. He's great. He's got a scarf. He's prepared for all weathers. He's got his cap in case it's sunny, and he's rad. I love him. Meet Zario the Echidna. He's got the Z. And then we have this in the background, which I don't think was done by Deadeye Minis, but that's fine. Simon Marston, utilising the assets available to you. Let's focus on this though, which is great. And then we had a search marsupial on Google, says Stephen, and found a Sulawesi bear couscous. Do I have music playing, by the way? I do, yeah. Sniper Badge, that's good. It'll be a martial artist that can teach Crash to knock down walls and armoured enemies. His name is Sebastian. There he is, Sebastian Couscous. He's great. And he's got nunchucks. He's just like the nunchuck koalas out of Dash Dingo. It's great. Then we had... the new villain is a crocodile named Vince, based on an enemy concept. The design is by me, but the gator was drawn by Glasses Gator, and you see the rest of their work there on Fur Affinity, which I'm not clicking because I'm terrified of what else might be on that website. But there you go. It's Vince, based on an old enemy concept. Fascinating. Look at that. Look how what's the word? Kind of it's like a kind of bad boy vibes. He's like a street rat or something. Gonna get you. And then you can work Transformation Summit EMEA is happening on March 25th via Zoom. Fergus Jeffs has done these South Park characters, worst games ever. Ben, Ashton plus Cat, James Jenkins, and the haunting but brilliant Billy Ray Walrus. It's wonderful, Fergus Jeffs. Well done. This is, I would argue, possibly Lobrotovich's best submission so far, but there have been many good ones. Clonk the Platypus. After his crash, he is half platypus, half robot, but full on ready to build anything you need. He's great. He's like a cybernetic cyborg platypus, the one that we all deserve. I love him. And then we had this wonderful thing from Charlie Von Karma. It's a like one of those things. One of those, yes, Sugar Glinda, the Sugar Glider. I was going to say one of those wingsuit animals. Sugar Glinda, a marsupial character for the game. Look at her. Again, I think I said this last time, she looks like she hangs out with Rad Raccoon, and that the two of them, go on adventures together. And there we have an amazing Tiny Tiger by Sprout Stuff in colouring pencil or possibly wax crayon or something. I don't even know what the medium is there, but it's great. And it's bang on. That is a brilliant Tiny Tiger. Well done. Didn't quite get him finished, you say. It looks pretty finished to me, but what do I know? Also, we are developers at We Are Devs. First speaker of the Congress is here. And then we've got these, look, that the primary school have done, and they're great. Stone Age petroglyphs. They're learning. They're learning at school at Thomas Joliffe Primary School. It's great. Wonderful. So let me go back to Facecam. I'm going to boot up photo. Oh, I just pressed F11 on. Okay, we're fine. No, I pressed it on the wrong window and I thought I'd done something bad on OBS, but I don't think I have. It's fine. So, open Photoshop. Get ourselves a 1000 by 1000 canvas, and we are going to draw the Chuckle Vision Song Contest. Paul and Barry singing a song, doing their entrance. Oh, I have done something actually. I've made OBS. There we go. That's fixed it. You guys didn't know what I did, but there was a problem that I can see. And while we do it, we're not going to listen to the sniper music on loop. I've picked a video game soundtrack for today. Points to anyone who identifies it immediately. Let me just cut that. And here we go. It'll be just quiet, but if you listen carefully, you'll hear it. It's not the best opening track, to be honest. This is the start menu. Let's skip to track 1, shall we? So, here we are. It's time to do some art. Phone's going off. Silence that flipper. It's Tomba, says Charlie Von Karma. Bang on. Is it Diddy Kong Racing? It's not Richard Major, but that is actually a pretty good shout. Diddy Kong Racing has a good soundtrack. Has a dynamic soundtrack that changes depending on what you're doing and where you're going. Seamlessly. I love it. More games should do that. Games still aren't doing that, even in this day and age. Why are my brushes so weird looking? It's fine. General brushes. Okay, good. I think we need a bigger canvas though. I've decided already we need a bigger canvas. Good. Yes, this is what we like. So, maybe I should also just pull up an image of the Chuckle Brothers for reference. Partly for my reference and partly for the reference of all the people outside of England, Scotland, Wales, and possibly Northern Ireland who have no idea who the Chuckle Brothers are. Perfect. Hang on. There's so many good pictures of them. Like, we should start Podiats with pictures of the Chuckle Brothers, because it's just an endless well. Hang on, how do I do this? There they are. The Chuckle Brothers. You're gonna make you chuckle. Knowledge of the Chuckle Brothers should be on the citizenship test, says Forgotten Media. You're right, it should. Why is that? Why is that a layer when it's just in a separate window? That's weird. Oh, I see. Right. No, yeah. It wasn't, but it's because I know what's happened here. There we go. I thought it was here in this document, but it's not. Amazing. So there's the Chuckle Brothers. I guess I'll just put them up there for now because I'm not going to need the colour tools for the time being. And the Chuckle Brothers were very long-tenured children's television well, not even presenters. They like, because they didn't just do like the continuity. They were actually actors in the sense of like they had a show in which, you know, they were getting up to mischief and doing silly things. But they spanned about at least 2 generations, if not 3. You know, people's mums grew up watching the Chuckle Brothers, and then their children, and then possibly their grandchildren did too. So that's who they are. So I'm just going to start drawing the Chuckle Brothers in this art stream where we're doing, you know, something about the Eurovision Song Contest. So, who is drawing along today? And will you be drawing a Eurovision Song Contest act? And the nation for whom they sing? You don't have to do a fictional nation. You don't even have to do a fictional act. If you want to just draw your favourite artist or something, musical artist. Hey guys, eventually Old MacDonald is going to kick in on this soundtrack. Remember the Old MacDonald? It's a nice soundtrack, this game. We've got Old MacDonald at home. That Chuckle Brothers optical illusion picture is really something. What? Optical illusion picture. Peter, please search... Oh, Peter, please search Chuckle Brothers optical illusion. It's amazing. Okay, hang on. Oh god, yeah, I have seen this before. I'm not sure I can show that on Twitch. But anyone who wants to search for it, you can do. It is a picture of the Chuckle Brothers in their, more sort of in their dotage, you know, as they're a little bit older. They're doing a photo shoot with a lady who, the Chuckle Brothers, after they sort of retired from Kids TV, did what a surprisingly large number of Kids TV, British ones anyway, presenters seem to do, which is go and start DJing and doing like university appearances. and they go and like appeal to all the kids that, well, not kids, all the students who were like, oh, I remember the Chuckle Brothers, like Dick and Dom do, and Dave Benson Phillips. So the context is that they're doing a photo of, like a meet and greet kind of photo opportunity thing with various people at a university. And there's a lady who is holding a drink and just a little bit of her arm is visible. And then there's like a strap on her shoulder and then a bit more of her arm is visible. But it's sort of pinker on the end because I think of the light, you can see that there's like some pink lighting going on. And it looks dodgy. I have seen it before. It's a good picture, and also a terrible one. Paul Chuckle actually has a bit of a Twitter presence, so if this is really good, I could tag him in it when I tweet it out. If it's really bad, I definitely won't. It's really bad. Look how bad it is. It's already really bad. As soon as I zoomed out, I realized how bad it really is. It's a good optical illusion, but not safe for Twitch. No, not at all. That's the Tiny Mouse Village. This is something. Let me turn my smoothing down and just like turn this whole hairstyle into, because the hair looks really bad at the moment. This is terrible. And yet, I kind of like it. In a way, that seems worse, but you know what? I'm going to roll with it. Horrendous. Well, I certainly can't tweet Paul Chuckle. But sure, we'll go with it. Fractionally better. Obviously no backseat arting, but remember the eyes are in the center of the head/face. That's true. I do remember being told that by my art teacher, but I shot the sheriff. There we go. He's fixed. Can I just send that to Paul Chuckle and say, hey Paul, I drew you. How do you feel about it? I mean, that in some ways looks more like Barry, the one on the right, but whatever. So now I'm going to try and draw Barry. He has a different face shape, but I couldn't necessarily say in what way. Maybe his hair, maybe if I turn him to the side. I didn't think this morning when I decided, hey, I'm going to do a Eurovision style art stream that I would end up drawing the Chuckle brothers, but these things happen. This is just terrible. To go from the thing that I drew last week to this. I was so proud of last week's efforts. So he has a thinner, wider moustache, I think. Weird. You think you'd just be able to like look at something and say yes, he does, but I don't know. I honestly don't know if he does. I think he does though. Barry is sadly no longer with us. Barry Chuckle. I mean, together they look a bit like the Chuckle brothers. Together, there's something there, potentially. if I've got room for these sort of top lip lines. No, probably not. That's fine. Yeah, as a pair, they're there. They exist. The Triple. That's who they are. The Chortle. The Chortle cousins. I want to make him slightly smaller, but I don't want the lines to look thinner. Oh. Who's just said correctly in the chat? Mr. Harder. Peter, you've created a very specific sleep paralysis demon. You're right. I have. Paul has definitely seen some things. He has, yeah. Hey, we've all seen some things. I mean, come on. So, there they are. Looking terrifying. But at least they look now funny terrifying. Because before, I think... Oh, I've done it all on... Yeah. I think Paul looked a bit kind of... Had a farm, E-I-E-I-O. Old MacDonald had a farm. Yeah, Paul just looked like bad, but now they look like intentionally haunting Chuckle Brothers. This looks a bit like Barry Chuckle, I think, on the right. And then by extension, just any man next to him looks a bit more like Paul Chuckle just because he's standing next to Barry, so we're good. So I kind of want to give them caricature, like, big heads, like that. But I absolutely cannot send this image now to Paul Chuckle. It can't be done. Had a farm. They're only short, some of these tracks, but they're great. I want him to have his hand around Barry's shoulders. Oh, sorry, Paul's shoulders. Let me bring Paul closer. Come a little closer. So I asked earlier who's drawing along, and either people didn't answer or I missed it. But who is drawing? What I'll do is it's probably sensible to stick Paul on a separate layer. I'll draw his torso first, then I'll move him into position. So much old MacDonald going on here. I'm loving it. Both going to be holding mics, that's why I'm doing their arms like this. Do I do like comically small? So, Charlie Von Karma is drawing a new Eurovision contestant. That's excellent, thank you. Lord Rotovich drawing 2 men with a beard. I don't know if it's the Chuckle brothers. Carrie is saying I'm drawing a glam rock rules boss. Perfect. Mr. Black is drawing along at home. Faded Nightwave says if they recast the show without Deck, I'm sure, but not positive the public would lap it up like a tired dog at a fountain. Well, I don't know if you mean, hang on, have I come in halfway through a conversation here, or are you saying if they did the Chuckle brothers with Ant and Dec? Because that's an interesting suggestion. I don't know how I feel about it. I think you're probably right, but so cursed. Really, just horrid. That's a Pewip right there. Thank you very much to Plushy Labs Janikin, who subscribed. Hey, it came through. Finally got it to work. Oh, hang on. It's gone now. Can Czechoslovakia and Neil Buchanan's Marseille also be competing? Obviously. Come on. I always have to think very long and hard about how fists are supposed to look and where the thumb is meant to be. I might just not do a thumb. That looks like the optical illusion. Let me immediately get in there and give it some microphone style cross-hatching to put to bed any concerns that this could be anything other than a microphone. I think I might just I'm gonna have to move his arm a bit. His arm's just, or if I perhaps change the... No, I'm just gonna have to move the arm, I think. Bend the elbow in a different way. Because I don't have enough room to draw enough detail to make it not look like an penis. And if anyone says they went to school with an penis, I will be livid. Well, I've run out of Toneby soon. God, what is this? Oh, this is the weird driving bit, isn't it? Okay. So let's have another go at this. was holding the microphone. Is he sort of holding it outwards? In which case we need to see his fingers. Yeah, okay, let's do it like that. I waited hours and hours of stream time to unlock the Christ, this is flipping hard. I don't know what I'm doing here. I just want to put a microphone in his hand, but I've started drawing with a brush that's about the size of a flying elephant, and it's big. And I have no acuity whatsoever. I'm getting cross. I don't want to draw too much stuff with a pen size that's like way smaller than the size I've used for everything else, which is because you might just be like, well, Peter, why don't you just use a smaller brush then for this detail? Because I don't want like loads of really fine looking out of place detail. When everything else is drawn massively. Right, okay. This might be the way to do it, is to draw the microphone first and then draw a hand around it. Okay, yeah, that's it. That's the way. Yeah, okay. I mean, that's not perfect, but once you zoomed out, it looks about right. Yeah, okay. Got there in the flipping end, didn't we? Should I put his thumb, like, up there? Yes, I should. I'm learning, guys. I'm learning it's happening live. Me learning how to draw. This looks a bit weird in the middle at the moment, but once I've coloured in, you know, like this. Once this is like coloured in blue and this is coloured in red, and then that arm there is coloured in red and that arm there is coloured in blue, it should hopefully look about right. So now I need to fumble my way through another arm here, but we should be alright. But I am just gonna erase this and do it again. Chuckle vision. I'm curious, are there any non-Europeans and non-Australians watching who are aware of the Eurovision Song Contest through any source other than Ashton Matthews, and who actually watch it? Like, does it have any kind of following outside of the people who are actually competing in it? I'm curious to know that. I can't imagine it would have... Well, I don't know, actually. Maybe it would have some appeal. Sure, it's about the same as Barry's. Okay. Now, how big are his fingers? About that big. I've always known it was there, but never checked it out, says Mr. Black. I might know one person who watches it. I am Americorn. Auntie Sasquatch is listening to their Eurovision playlist right now. Yes, but are you non-European is the question. I mean, you might well be listening to your playlist right now, which is, hey, good on you. But I'm curious as to what the international or intercontinental appeal might be. Anti-Sasquatch says, I'm US. There are some really talented artists in Eurovision, not all of them, but I'm impressed with it a lot. My partner got into Eurovision, ironically, about 15 years ago. We're American, says Please Stop. Fantastic. For a minute there, I thought you meant they were like entered into it. Or, you know, they were a potential candidate or something. But no, they got into it, ironically. Fair enough. That's probably the best way to get into it. But either way, you know, get into it how you want. I have many uncles. It's a strange thing to say. I have many uncles that I refer to at various times, you know, on like the After Dark podcast and in other podcasts and stuff. And my point is, when I say that my uncle did such and such a thing, it's not always Peter's gamer uncle, because I have a few. I tell you why I say that as well, why I immediately qualify with, by the way, I've got multiple uncles, is that I used to tell various anecdotes. I think there must be something about my assorted uncles that, you know, there's something in the gene pool where they're all a little bit insane, or, you know, they've all done some weird, Jesus, they've all done some weird things in their lives, which is fine. And as a result, I've got like a number of anecdotes that begin, my uncle did such and such a thing. And one time I was telling one at school, and I heard one kid mutter to another kid, oh God, his uncle gets up to a lot, doesn't he? Like sarcastically, like basically accusing me of like making up the stories. Or he said like, oh, he seems to have a lot of uncles, doesn't he? No, I don't think he said that. I think he said his uncle, as though it's the same uncle every time. It's like, oh, his uncle gets up to a lot, doesn't he? I.e., Peter's making up more stories again about this fictional uncle, or this uncle who didn't do half the things that Peter said he did. So I basically have like clearly some sort of, what's the word? What's that Jungian term? Or Freudian term? A flipping, help me chat. What's that word? That thing where you're like, you've got an issue with something. You're like worried about it all the time. Yes, penis envy. Yeah, I've got penis envy. Two people have suggested penis envy. What's the word? I want to say a paradox, but it's not a paradox. I've got a complex. Thank you. I knew there was an X in it, Richard. I've clearly got a complex that came about at some point in you know, my school years. That everyone thinks I lie about my uncles. And Clearly no one does, apart from a single child who was in my class, and yet I feel the need to qualify. Anyway, I have several uncles, and I swear to God if any one of you says he's got a lot of uncles. And one of them, who is not my gamer uncle. We're on Crash Bandicoot now! I mean, fine, we'll just... No, we can't do Crash Bandicoot, because we had that last week, or last art stream. Let's have Turnby 2, full OST. Oh, it's an ad for Clear Blue pregnancy tests. It clearly knows how old I am and the fact that I'm recently married. We're not trying for a baby, don't worry. Well, not don't worry, but don't get excited. Google just thinks I am. I have an uncle, not my gamer uncle, who has done many, many, many jobs in his life and is frequently compared to the Chuckle Brothers, because one of the things in the Chuckle Brothers is that in every episode they were doing something new. You know, like one time they were working in an ice cream factory, or they had like an ice cream van, and then like the week after they were removal men, and the week after they had a butcher's shop, and then they were running a corner shop, and then they were out on safari and stuff. And Dan the Van, who was a guy who used to hire them to do stuff all the time, would have them. He would have them doing stuff, and they would have jobs all the time. So he was often compared to the Chuckle Brothers, or Frank Spencer from a much older TV series that most of the audience won't understand the reference thereof. But one of the many jobs or sort of successes or things that he had in his life that he tried his hand at was that in Africa, I don't know if they still do, but they had basically a Eurovision equivalent where all the nations of Africa, or many of them, I don't know how many of them do it, but a lot of African nations get together annually, I guess, and they do a Eurovision Song Contest. And my uncle wrote a song that he then submitted to one of the... Because he lived in South Africa for a long time, and he submitted it to one of the nations of Africa, maybe it was South Africa, to say, hey, you should enter this for Africa Vision, whatever it was called. And because he was a songwriter, that was another one of the strings to his bow, and actually quite talented musician, actually. But and they took his song and they entered it into the pool of like, oh, is this the one that South Africa will do? And then he knew some other people who were also in the same business, and he'd written a few songs, my uncle had, but you were only allowed to enter one per... You couldn't like give more songs to like other countries. You had to pick a country and give them one song. So he just like gave away a couple of his songs to his friends and said, oh, I've got more songs than I'm allowed to enter, so if you want one, here's one. Not really thinking much would come of it. Anyway, one of the songs that he wrote and gave to his friend was picked up by an African nation, and they used it in their Eurovision Africa Vision entry. And did they even possibly win with that song? I think they may have done. So there you go. That's one of the longest anecdotes I've ever told about someone who you guys have never met and never will. But it's interesting how it ties in some ways to both the Chuckle Brothers and the Eurovision Song Contest. It's the most relevant time I could have ever told that anecdote in my entire life. There you go. I am related to the writer of what I think was actually a winning song. In the African equivalent of the Eurovision Song Contest. And we're talking probably 1990s, maybe this happened. I went to school with Peter Sunkel. Indeed. Sounds a bit far-fetched, to push it up, Jennikin. Peter making up stories about his uncle again. Yeah, it does sound a bit far-fetched. Probably not true. I wouldn't believe it. I like this stage of the art streams where I start drawing like clothes and stuff because I know it's. I was gonna say because I know it's nearly over, but that's not quite what I meant. But because I know I'm over the hard bit. This game had a good soundtrack as well. They're looking more and more like the Chuckles as time goes on. Or possibly less and less. It's one of the two. The El Do Brother subscribed via Prime for 44 months. Bring on the next 44, he says. Thank you for subscribing via Prime, El Do Brothers. 44 months, that's a month for each of Peter's uncles. Yeah. So, I've thus far in today's Eurovision art stream managed to draw the haunted Chuckle brothers. And you know what? I'm pleased. Okay, so the ChuckleVision Song Contest. Let's see that. Do you know what? I might even use the text tools for this. Let's expand this old canvas a little bit. I'm sort of, this is turning into like the logo of the contest, which is fine. Don't really need this anymore. Well, I won't close it, but I'll just shove it up there. Sure, that's fine. Hide this for now. What I'll do is I'll colour them in first, and then there. So, it's time to do a bit of colouring, which some of you seem to like. Like watching me stay in the lines or go out of them, as the case may be. I'm just going to match their outfits to what they're wearing in the reference photo. So we've got red braces. I might even put the black checkerboard on them. Oh yeah, that's nice. Draw them within the lines, or as the case may be, underneath the lines, which makes it way easier. And this tangle of arms is really going to come together in just a moment. As soon as we've got some colour on these shirts. Finished a TV show last night, the night before. I feel a bit like, you know, it's over. Not least because I'm really good at picking up the stuff that ends on a cliffhanger and was not recommissioned. You know, I'm really good at that. Been watching Blake 7, the 1970s. No, sorry, Or was it 1980s probably? Yeah, blue screen. 1980s sci-fi series by Terry Nation, who did a lot of the old Doctor Who. Well, they did all most of the old Doctor Who. Not most of the old Doctor Who because it spans decades, but he did important things in the old Doctor Who, is what I mean, because he invented the Daleks for one thing, designed Daleks out of universe. In universe, it was Davros, but Terry Nation was no Davros. That was a whip from JL Soryu, who subscribed for 21 months. You're right. Terry Nation would have an entrant in the Chucklevision Song Contest. It's his bag, I think. But yeah, it was a good little series. It's like, you know, they had a terrible budget. Or if not budget, then just the technology didn't exist at the time to make decent sci-fi. And so, you know, it's all like they literally reused some like old monster costumes from Doctor Who at one point, or maybe at multiple points. So they've like used an old Sea Devil costume for one thing, and yeah, it's funny what they've had to do. Some of the methods they had to use. But in places, very well written and like really interesting characters, kind of questionable morals. A lot of like, you know, there's a sort of anti-hero vibe. And I'm done with it now. I finished it. And it was left on a massive cliffhanger, as these things are when, you know, I'm into them. Which was that, well, I don't want to spoil it. You know what? I'm going to spoil it. If you've not yet watched Blake 7 and you think you might do, based on my recommendation or otherwise, and you don't want to know what happens at the end of Season 5, then don't listen. Everyone gets ambushed and shot by Federation soldiers. Federation being the sort of evil empire equivalent in that universe, and the only person who survives or hasn't yet been shot by everyone is the leader of the squad. And he gets surrounded by like 20 men. They all aim their guns at him, and he just like looks right down the lens and smirks as though he's got a plan. It cuts to black, and you hear loads of gunfire while the credits roll, and you just don't know like what's happened, and like has he survived, or what was the plan? And the idea was that everyone who got shot in the ending thing was they'd intentionally, like, they were sort of in limbo, because if any of the actors didn't want to return, then they would just like say, oh, and then they didn't recover from their wounds. But anyone who did want to come back would have been rushed to a medical capsule, I'm sure. So that was what they were going to do. But then it didn't get recommissioned, so it didn't happen. Everyone died. Everyone just dies. After everything that happened, they all just die. Which is sad, but whatever. Space 1999 is another good one, says Plushy Labs Jenny King. Yeah, I've seen a lot of Space 99. I don't mean I've watched a lot of it, but I've heard a lot about it, and I see it on Twitter and stuff. Like some of the circles that I follow that are into their old sci-fi, such as Blake 7. You know, it's one that gets talked about a lot. I don't think I will do this in red, or different red to Barry. Yeah, that's fine. So yeah, I've heard of Space 1999, but the thing I really liked about Blake 7 is it was British, and all the people in it were British. And Space 1999 is American, right? Or at least they got them to do American accents, even if it's a British show, which I don't think it is. But yeah, I like that it's a kind of wonky, quaint British series. You know me. I watch the Box of Delights every Christmas. It's the box of delights of science fiction TV. That's what it is. Like 7. There they are. The Chuckle brothers. Space 1999 is a British science fiction television program according to Wikipedia. Is it really? I do think that they might have American accents though, but that's not unusual. Was it it wasn't by any chance a Jerry Anderson, was it? I know it wasn't what do they call it? You know, the puppet things. It wasn't Thunderbird style in terms of the puppetry. It was like live action, but I know that Jerry Anderson did do some. It was Jerry Anderson, says Bushy Life. Do you know how I guessed that? I literally guessed that based on the fact that it was a British show, and I mean sci-fi, I guess, is very Jerry Anderson. But the fact that it was a British show, and I'm reasonably sure they have American accents, because Jerry Anderson really loved to get everyone to do American accents in his stuff. Which is a shame. I think he just thought that British people didn't sound cool enough. Do have very dark hair, the old CBs, but I want to just give it a touch of, just a hint of brown. I don't want it to be like completely black or grey as I've done it here. And as they're brothers, I will give them the same colour hair. Oh, I think they're starting to look a bit spookier as a result of this. Same colour hair, apparently. I mean, Barry does seem to have actually brown hair anyway, so that's fine, but just darken it a bit. I like their white faces. It just makes it even scarier. Super Mario Nation is the word, yes. Super Mario! I think most of the voice actors of Thunderbirds were actually American. I met a guy... Yeah, sorry, when I say put on an American... I don't mean that he hired British people and asked them to do an American accent. But yeah, he was making a show in Britain. He was a British man, but he chose to have American voices and American characters in his show. Or that really problematic... Japanese character from
Happy 420 BBBB Blazed my dudes Lord 16 dab. Well, since we all are very European today, here are some European jokes. Who are the shiniest people in Europe? The Polish. Ha ha ha.
The Polish.
What do you call an Eastern European cashier? A checkout Slovakia.
Very good.
What do you call a European city filled with rodents? Amsterdam. Ho ho ho.
Excellent.
What do they call Spider-Man in Europe? 1,61 kilometers miles.
God's sake.
People in Europe dress very nicely, but nothing too fancy. Hi.
Nothing too fancy.
BBBBBBBBB Chuckle BBBBBB Brothers BBBBBBB Eurovision BBBBBB Art BBBBB Classic British TV Blaze It.
Classic British TV Blaze It. Yeah, I think they need a bit more colour in their cheeks. They've got like quite, you know, quite the tan, Chuckle Brothers. So let's blaze it, everyone. It's 420. That is sex number The open neck. Barry, please. Okay, so I have just already done Paul's face, but I'm going to have to go over it again. It does need to be this tanned. Could just... You know what, I will. Yeah, just do that. Good. Let's call it in. Nice. Thanks for blazing it, everyone. Thank you to Steven Skodes for BBB blazing it and Lobrotovich for BBB blazing it. My favourite joke was the 1.61 kilometers Morales. Brilliant. Let's just put a bit of colour in their eyes here because it's not looking good. Oh wow, that actually just immediately adds a slight bit of life. Arguably too much life. But, you know, life all the same. Well, really, that whole thing is meant to be the iris, so... But then that's really bad. So we'll just do that, and then it's like they've got to... Because then they've got the blue iris here, and then this outline here should be the iris, and then that's the edge of the eyes, but... Whatever. There they go. The Chuckle brothers, they're horrible. They are going to eat your skin. And they hope that it's very delicious. To me, to you. Should I just sort of give them slightly off-white teeth as well? Horrific. We did it, everyone. The brothers of House Chuckle have arrived. I'm going to do the old shading now, which I love to do. Just to add some real haunt to those eyes. I may as well lean into it at this point, you know what I mean? They're getting worse. They're getting scarier. I do know the rules. I've said this before. I know the rules of shading, that there shouldn't really be shadows on all edges like this. You should kind of pick a direction, but equally, I think it just adds something, even though it's not accurate to science. This is a banger. They are so horrible. Is that about right? Anything else I can shade? If you highlight everything, you highlight nothing, as my geography teacher used to say. Shut up, Mrs. C. What are you talking about? Stop getting me to just highlight worksheets. Teach me something. Teach me about what the capital of... I don't know. I don't know the capital of anything, and I don't understand how people do. I know the capital of France, Hungary, Germany, obviously the UK, the US. I don't know the capital of Australia, no matter how many times people tell me. All I know is that it's not Sydney or Melbourne or Perth or Brisbane. It's none of the ones that it should be. It's some made-up city that doesn't actually exist, and Australians are just lying about it existing, and telling us that drop bears live there. Everyone knows this. I don't know the capitals of anything. I don't know. Flipping flags. I don't know anything. What is this extended? Oh wow, I didn't know that goes on longer than that. Wow, because normally the area has loaded by that point, so you don't get to hear that bit. Does he need that? Yeah, I think he does. Right, they are finished, and they are going to get you. There's nothing you can do about it. They're going to get you. Peter's uncle knows every capital. It's been 1.5 hours and still no Old MacDonald. We had Old MacDonald, Cooley Wooley. We had it. We'll go back to Old MacDonald in a bit. I even sang along. I know the capital of Kuwait, says Pup George. Canberra, says Adi Pramana. Yeah, sure. Hungary is not the capital of France, says Lucy B. No, you're right. I think you're right. Paris is the capital of Budapest there. Everyone knows this. Bit of dark in Paul's Pit. Yeah, I've got it. I've got it there. That's Barry, actually, but sure. Or are you suggesting that's what I need to do? A bit of dark in Paul's Pits? There we go. Done. They're done. So now we're going to bring in... We're just going to do the Chucklevision Song Contest logo now, and then we'll be golden. So start to prepare yourselves for hashtag TJ Art. If you observe here above mine head, it says TJ Art, hashtag TJ Art. If you submit something to that hashtag on Twitter, you don't have to @ me or @ TripleJump. You don't have to do any of that necessarily. Oh no, look, because there's no colour, because I didn't actually put any white in there and I was just using the background, you can see the yellow through their eyes. Horrid. Let me just splash a load of white down here. Or I could just leave it like that. No, I won't. It's fine. Yes, if you tweet hashtag TJR, we will look at the gallery in 15 minutes or less, whenever I finish this. Okay. and then we will. I'll be able to see all of your wonderful creations. Whether any of you have drawn the Chuckle Brothers, I don't quite know. Some people have. Oh no! Some people have said that they are doing. It's interesting. This is so horrible. This is like really horrible. I genuinely feel bad about this. These men entertained me and my parents and my siblings and will probably somehow entertain my children. They'll still be running it. They'll still be showing Chuckle Vision. Lorem ipsum. And this is how I repay them. Something quite poppy. I do like Gilsan's Ultra Bold. I've always liked that. Condensed. No, we want the Ultra. Alright, let's go for that. What colour is this text going to be in? Maybe this colour, actually. Oh, I can't do that. I want to eyedrop that specific colour. Well, I'll just make it myself, or I'll do that. Shove a stroke around it. I quite like the old I like doing the white stroke and then the black stroke. Makes it look like it's come out of a sticker book. Look at that, that's nice. You have to get the widths right. Too much and it just looks too chunky, but especially if you then put a shadow underneath it. Where is a drop shadow? There we go. Oh, nice. Let's give it the old 135. Short distance, big size. Or, sorry, big spread. Small size. Or a bit of both. Yes. That's it. That's what we want. V. That's going to be in small writing up there. And then we're going to copy and paste that. And in big old writing, we're going to have the word Chuckle Vision. Oh, it's not in caps. Chuckle Vision. All one word. It's part of everyone's lexicon. We're going to arc it like that. Can I make that slightly less warped as hell? Yes, I can. By doing that. Graphic design is my passion. This has got to be... Could I go to jail for this in England? For doing bad things like this to the Chuckle Brothers? I think it's possible. Song Contest. Let's give it 2 spaces. And, hang on. If I copy this... Can I then... No. Where's the point of warpiness? How did I get that before? Text. Click that. Yeah, I mean that's what I want, but will this do it? Yes, minus 29. That's what I want. I want to match it. Perfect. Chuckle Vision. Song Contest. No. It's possibly a bit too warped, that. For the love of all that is holy, and I mean this with all sincerity, please nobody tag Paul Chuckle in this, because his brother is no longer with us, and this is one of the most offensive, inadvertently, well, I say inadvertently, and then I did intentionally like add a bunch a bunch of like stuff to it as well, but one of the most inadvertently offensive drawings I've ever done of anybody, and I've done some pretty offensive drawings over the years. And I don't want Paul Chuckle, lovely semi-retired entertainer Paul Chuckle, who lost his brother some years ago, to see this. I don't want anyone to see this, but unfortunately, you guys are watching. Image, crop, take it to the bank, brothers. This is what we need. Just need a gradient on that circle. And that'll make everything okay. Yeah, not blue, something complementary. Maybe red to match their shirts. Oh yeah, maybe the horrible word art sunset effect. Possibly. Oranges. Greys, cloud, nah, iridescent. Some lovely gradients here, but nothing beats the old word art sunset there. And then just underneath the boys, or in fact I can just add it as a layer type, I think, can't I? If I add a drop shadow with a bit of distance like that, pretty hard edged, or perhaps entirely hard edged, and then just fade it out a little bit. Gives them a bit of depth. Could make it soft and dark. Yeah, that's better. I'm aware that there's a little thing going on here. I'll fix that. I'm not sure if I prefer soft-edged and like dark opacity, or if we go like stylized and, you know, it sort of matches the shading that's on their faces already. It's that kind of hard-edged. What do you think, chat? Hard-edged and faint, or soft-edged and dark? Kiss Me, I'm the Chucklevision Song Contest. When? Put it on a shirt. T-shirt, donate money to a charity of Paul's choice. Get that uploaded to Redbubble. I want that on a shirt. All of these people want it on a shirt. I mean, it's flattering. Thank you. I mean, I could contact Paul Chuckle and say, look, this came out really badly. I hope you understand the joke, but people ironically might want to wear it as a shirt, and can we do it as a hard and faint? Everyone's saying, yeah, okay. I think I'm with you there. Oh, goodness me. I think you mean unironically, says Carrie. Possibly, yeah. Don't like this bit of shadow here. I'm going to fix that, and then... Oh no, ooh. It's all burned in now. I've merged everything. It cannot be easily fixed. But when you're a pro artist... Oh, we've literally got the Quest music on loop. Please. It's all bad stuff from here. Okay, here we go. Last evil pig battle. I go over the lines like this, and then I still remember that this was a 10-point thickness. That. Nope. You'd never know the difference. Sorted. I'm now in two minds about this. About whether... Clearly enough of you want it on a shirt, right? Clearly enough of you want it on a shirt that we could contact Paul Chuckle and say, Paul, I want to put this on a shirt and donate all proceeds to a charity of your choice. But, Paul, I'm afraid it looks like this. Do I have your blessing? Well, it's quarter to the hour. Oh god, we've got the final cutscene now with dialogue. Where? I was taken by the evil pigs, and then Tomba! Jumby?
Tomba!
You've come to rescue me!
You're alright, Tabby!
You're alright, Tabby!
You've come to rescue me!
Oh, I missed you so much, Tomba.
Oh, thank you! I wanted to see you so much, Tomba!
Whatever. Oh no, there's an ad for facial cream. Next level hydration. Mac. Right. Let's do the art stream. I mean the gallery. Perfect music for the occasion. Just stare into the eyes of the Chuckle Brothers and enjoy yourself. Right. Also, could you record an intro for our podcast? I've forgotten. Podiots. That's what everyone does. They just say podiots over and over. Right. Art stream hashtag TJ Art. Oh, goodness me. It's all Chuckle Brothers. So few people have done Eurovision. Who could have predicted? Right, sorry, let me find the right... No, I want that music on again. No, it's another ad for Mac. Hello, I'm a Mac, and I'm a PC. And here's how you get the ultimate hydration in your face by using our products. Right. Sorry, I'm trying to find the first bit of art. Here it is, I found it. Right. Bam. Cameron Keywood with a custom flag photoshopped onto a picture of your town from the opposite mountain. It's based on the Welsh flag and includes a PS5 controller. There's the red dragon. Oh, and there's the controller. Nice. Photoshopped onto your town. I love it. Well done. You've done a flag. See, that's something else I considered doing when I was like, let's do a Europe thing. We'll make up a country and do a flag for it. So you predicted that. Euro Chucklevision it is then. Those who stay quiet and avoid the firewall. There they are. Oh, this is the people. These are based on actual outfits that were worn yesterday. In case the pencil isn't visible enough. There we go. The big green shoulders and the questionable sort of dictator vibes that they were going for with that other one. The Isle of Billy boss with their hit song, Yeah, I Probably Could Have Been a Lot Better Parent, LO. There he is. Look, it's the meeting of minds. At long last, Billy wears the hat. I don't know, maybe that's not the first time Billy's worn the hat, but I love that, Donak. Well done. He's ready to go. And there we go, that's what we've just seen by the firewall. Well done. Hope you're ready for a quickly thrown together poster. To me or to you, let's get ready to rumble Chucklemania. And there they are, that's the Chuckle Brothers. Ready to go. Another theme of TJ Art was about Eurovision, but the talk about the Chuckle Brothers made me change the topic. As an American, I've only heard of the Chuckle Brothers through Vidiots/Podiots, but never watched it. Well, there they are. Chucklevision, that's their logo. Let me turn this music down a bit. I don't even know what this bit is. Crikey. Oh, that's like the secret ending, I think. Right. Well done, Stephen. That's a wonderful collage. Nice sort of 80s vibes there in the background. 80s, 90s. A low effort TJ flag for your viewing. There we go. It's Billy with a knife and lots of folds and hair. Fascinating. What's he been doing? What's this squiggle? Amazing stuff. Charlie Von Karma, for the TJ Art stream today, I designed a contestant for a brand new country for Eurovision. The lady is from the Isle of Skye, not the Scottish one, sadly. And her brother, who thought he'd have a bigger performance part... Oh, there he is. The brother is in the background. And there's the lady from the Isle of Skye, as in clouds. Very clever. I like it. And it's beautiful. That's like really nicely stylized as well. It's like something you'd see... It's a bit deco, isn't it? It's like something you'd see in BioShock. That's fantastic. Really like that. Iconic. Well done, Charlie Von Karma. Oh, Christ. We've got Zippy and George on a pride flag. Or, well, it's just Rainbow, isn't it? Because that's what they're from. I am, once again, so sorry. The island of Rainbow have joined the EU. I hear there's an opening. And their first entry for Eurovision is, of course, Rainbow Connection. Right. Turnby soundtrack is done, by the way. So let's stick that on. George doesn't seem as into it. Well, no, I suppose not. But then George never really seemed into it. To anything. These are great. Look at these faces. They're just opposite, aren't they? Zippy is just the widest mouthed. He's just a mouth with some eyes on. And George was kind of just a nose, a snout. Amazing stuff. Oh, look at this by Carrie. Hello, Eurovision. Oh, I would lap up this whole performance. This is amazing. Hello, we got the phones, we got the purple and gold, and of course the hat. A tiny Billy earring. Hang on, can I make this bigger. There we go. You can see this? Let me check. Yes, you can. Hello, look at the texturing, the sparkles, the gold and purple microphone. It's perfect. The shoes, they've got it all. Excellent performance once again, Carrie, as always. That is why you have the artist logo on Twitch. They know. Fusetopia, Mr. Black. I did the original prompt of Making a Nation. Welcome to Fusetopia, where we play fun party minigames that aren't the worst and are great. You're right. So many orbs to collect. And, you know, no Bloblam, whatever it was. I've already forgotten. But those are the balls that go around and other stuff. This is a cool cityscape, though. I like what you've done here. You know, all jokes aside, it's kind of cool. Well done. Well, Mr. Black. And there we are. It's got some more Chuckle brothers there. They sort of both look like both brothers at the same time. I can see, you know, I don't want to take the mick, Lord Brotovich. This is clearly Paul and this is clearly Barry, but they could both be both. And hey, you've got the checkered braces here, just to make it clear. They look fantastic, and I would genuinely love to see the Chuckle brothers on Eurovision. Sadly, we won't ever see both Chuckle brothers on Eurovision because Barry is no longer with us. But Paul could always do it. He could come out of retirement. Sadly, there was only money for one microphone in the budget, but we all had a lot of fun singing and dancing and chuckling around. Indeed. Thank you so much, Lord Brotovich, for that. See, you had room to do these mouth lines and whatever they're called. You know, the top lip and the wrinkles and things. I didn't because of my massive pen. And finally, I think, I'll do a little refresh after this, but Phil at Philbo M, who I don't think has either submitted, maybe you have submitted at some point in the past, but I don't think you regularly submit necessarily. So thank you, Phil, for, oh, mind you, maybe you do, or maybe you just changed your profile picture. I'm not sure. But anyway, it's great to have a submission from you, Phil. There they are. Eurovision Song Contest got a bit lost in the weeds doing a rough setup like ABBA in 1974. See, you're the only person who's gone for the staging as well as the boys singing. I love how everyone's picture of the Chuckle Brothers, they're wearing the same outfit. You know, it wasn't like the outfit that they wore, but we've all just done it based off the same reference photo, which is great. But yeah, you've gone for the staging, which is actually, I forgot to mention, for those who don't know what Eurovision is like, the staging is as much, part of it as anything else. I had France as my country on Saturday night when I went to Ashton's to watch it, and I wasn't that impressed by the song, but the staging was pretty good. She was like up on a really high pole, standing on it, but her dress just went all the way down to the ground. So the skirt of her dress, I don't know what the terminology is, but you know, the flappy bit of her dress went down to her feet and then continued and continued. So she looked like she was about 60 feet tall or whatever. Not that tall, but you know, and that she was wearing a dress that went all the way down to the ground. It was weird and interesting. So there we go. I'll hit refresh, but I think we are up to date. I think Twitter basically auto refreshes, doesn't it, when new stuff's posted? But here we go. That is it. So this is my horrendous art, all ready to go on a shirt. If I can bring myself to ask Paul Chuckle, or maybe I'll try and just. What's better? Would it be immoral for me to find out a charity close to Paul Chuckle's heart, because I'm sure he must have mentioned one recently and he's probably done some fundraising, and to just know that that's his charity and then just sell it? Because I'm just worried about sending it to Paul Chuckle. I don't want him to see this, but I would gladly, if people are going to pay money for this on a shirt, I would gladly raise money for charity in his name. But I don't want to send this picture to him to get permission. So maybe I just do it without asking him, but in a kind of a nice way. You know, a Robin Hood. Well, I'm not stealing from anyone, but I'm stealing the image of Paul. Well, I'm not, am I? Because that's not his image. But yeah, you know, to give to the poor. It wouldn't be like a bad not asking for permission. It would be a good not asking for permission, but I don't know. Legally, probably issues there. I might have to either not sell this for charity, or I might have to ask Paul Chuckle. I don't know. But anyway, there we go. That's what we've done today in the art stream. Why does it always end up like this? Like, I'm always surprised how... It's not always bad, but I'm always like... I go into it thinking, I know what I'm going to draw today. Going in with a clear vision of how the stream's going to end. And then it ends, and I'm like, Christ, what have I done? It's terrible. Or occasionally, it's not terrible. Yeah. The Chortle Brothers, says Carrie. Yeah, we could do that. Thank you so much for the art streams, Peter. They're my favourite type of chaos, says Charlie Von Karma. Well, yeah, me too. Chuckle Vision brand is owned by the BBC, so Paul would have to say no. Oh, I see. You mean he wouldn't be able to give permission because it's not his permission to give. I mean, we could just do it. People sell much worse on Etsy, like literally just fake official merchandise. It's not even like trying to be a rip-off. Yeah, I don't know. Well, I'll think about it. I'll look into it. So, yeah. Okay. Well, you changed the topic 5 minutes into stream, says Lobrotovich. That's a good point. That's why it doesn't end up the way I want it to go, is because I changed the topic immediately. But, yeah, I've had a good time today doing art with you guys. I hope you've had a good time too. Hey, look, someone on Cultaholic is playing WWE 2K23. It's Andrew. So let's do a raid, shall we? I always forget to raid. /raid Cultaholic. So get in the queue, everyone. Say hello to Andrew. Ask him about what he wore to the Eurovision party, because it's a little bit sexy. Too sexy for me. We'll see if anything comes of my haunting art in the name of charity. I don't know if it will, but if it can, we'll do it. If it can't happen, then we won't. So there we go. Get ready to raid, everybody. And I will see you live on Thursday for the joint stream, Blaze It. Just me and Ashton, because Ben's away. And in the meantime, just, head to the channel and watch videos and stuff. And, Ben will be streaming tomorrow, I assume. Unless I know he's going away this week. Maybe he has to leave early and can't stream, but I imagine he is streaming. And Ashton will be streaming as well. And James. All the usual stuff. Lovely. Right, time to raid, everyone. Say hello to Andrew from me, and enjoy the rest of your Monday evenings. All right, then. Bye-bye. Still waving. Bye-bye.